Welcome to the May Content Showcase. I'm Mod Shawnee, joining me to my left, Mod Timbo, and to my right, Mod Days.
Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
I am very well.
So, I mean, before we kind of dive into some of the stuff you guys have been working on, just in general, I mean, you know, in a nutshell, what have you been working on? Without trying to spoil, because we'll go into that in a little bit.
Well, I've been helping a lot with Mod Raven and Mod Rowley with Player and Farm.
Mm-hmm.
That's been quite fun. We're doing a lot of balancing work and a lot of numbers and
Numbers
and stuff like that.
Yeah, numbers and stuff. Yeah, numbers and stuff.
So that's been really exciting. Yeah, and other sort of top secret stuff. So getting excited and ready for RuneFest.
One moment. I'm going to throw these out of the way. Done. Right, that should fix the crackling. Let's see.
Here we go, just wait.
Yes, phones can cause problems with audio, so let's see if that fixes it. So, Player on Farms, obviously, we actually have a section on stream today, courtesy of Mod Raven, which is going to be very exciting. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Although he's giving me that face of worry, but it's okay. They're gonna sort it. It's not.
And of course, me and Days worked on Idols that went out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So
it's rare you get both the designer and the dev that worked on it at the same time.
So if we look at Idols, the content update, are we happy with how it's going out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really great to see. Like, I jumped on World 2 earlier. I was having fun doing it.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about these buffs really quickly. So, as a kind of a nutshell, 5 buffs. Obviously, in my mind, I think it's safe to say, you know, the faster cut rate, i.e., making it from 4 ticks to 2, is incredibly good. But I mean, this kind of content ties into the 5-year skilling plan.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah. Are we expecting to see this kind of stuff kind of come across for other skills in the future?
Yeah, I think so. I think we definitely wanted to test out whether or not, like, it's quite a simple update, effectively. Like, we've just added a single new woodcutting method. We've added some trim along to it. It's got some lore and it's got a bit of like variety to it. But yeah, we wanted to see if it would work. It seems to have done pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, people are already happy with the buffs. The actual XP is what everyone expected, like between Ivy and Crystal.
I think it's nice to have that community element as well. Like, get everyone in like a single area, like so they can chat away while they're doing it.
It's nice. It's nice not being told to get off.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Because everyone's working towards this goal of trying to get to the middle and trying to get the XP.
And I think as well, what's really nice about it is when you do get the buff, everyone in the area gets the same buff. So it's like collectively, like you can celebrate. Like if you get the double cut rate, you're all like, yes, let's go.
Yeah, that's something to obviously clarify. Like everyone who gets, when you get that buff, everyone in the area all get that same buff as well.
Same
That's
buff.
it, yeah.
So it's not.
And it's not tied to. I saw people. It's not tied to world or anything. It's just a completely random.
Yeah.
There's like a chance that it will come and you might get it.
I had this idea. Do you know how we have our activities for worlds? Do we not feel like renaming one of the worlds to activities idols might not be a bad idea?
We could potentially do that. Like, we'd have to look at what's available.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many worlds are
I'm
available
sure there
to
are some
theme up.
blanks, but yeah, we'll have to have a look specifically. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, it depends. There's a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
But there's some friends chats come up and whatever else.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But yeah, in a nutshell, we're very happy.
Nutshells today, don't you? Like in a
Love your
nutshell.
nutshells, pal.
Yeah.
Have I said that already?
I'm like 4 times
Say like 4
already.
times, yeah.
Really? Oh, jeez, here we go. Okay.
So in a nutshell.
Yes, we're very happy with that then, I think it's safe to say.
In a nutshell, yes.
Here we go. Alrighty. All right, Days, let's come over to you. Let's talk about Master Skillcape perks.
Yes.
So at the end-ish of last month, we released a blog outlining our plans and ideas, what we wanted to do with Master Skillcape perks. I believe you have an update for us in regards to that. So is there anything you want to share with us on that?
Yeah, so I think tomorrow or Thursday we should be releasing a follow-up blog post to that. The main change that we're doing is we're probably not going to do 120 perks for the virtual skills. We're going to...
Probably or not going to?
We're not going to.
Right, okay. Just to clarify, because you said probably and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We are going to do perks for the actual 120, so Invention, Dungeoneering, and Slayer. Yep. They will get 120 perks. And then any skill set in the future as well that will follow that model of having one at 99 and 120.
Yep.
But that's the main change. Basically, a lot of the feedback that you guys gave us was that that's not what you wanted. You wanted 99 perks to be reworked, like the bad ones, and 120 perks for the ones that were actually 120 skills.
Yeah, so when it obviously came out, they saw 120 as, oh my god, we're about to make everything 120 kind of
Exactly,
thing.
yeah.
We're moving those goalposts, as we call it, a little
yeah.
bit. So you mentioned some 99 perks, level 99 perks being changed for some skills. Are they
Yeah.
going to be mentioned in there as well?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is in the blog post, we are going to list out all the perks, like what the new ones are, so we can get your feedback on it. And then we'll start implementing the ones that like players get excited by.
Someone said Timbo's hide in the nutshell. Sorry.
Oh, nice. That's good.
I like that.
Oh boy. Okay. So obviously, in regards, development-wise, have you guys made a start on that?
Yeah, at the moment we're just starting work on some like the utility fixes, just trying to make like the whole process a bit smoother. We've improved the interface a little bit, made it a bit nicer in Legacy, just like all the little things until the blog post comes out, and then once we know that, we're going to make all the changes.
Awesome. So as Mod Day said, you can keep an eye out for that post in obviously either tomorrow or hopefully on Thursday. So we'll wait and see. Overall, though, I think it's safe to say there's been, a very busy 2 weeks for you guys. You and Moderator obviously had You Are It, and then of course Idols. You missed the patch day for the first time yesterday, I believe, since you joined us.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but are you happy with how that's gone?
Yeah, like You Are It was like really. It was really good to see how it goes down. Obviously, there was a bit of risk with it being like a bottle quest, like it's very much smaller in scope. So we were like, will players like this smaller thing? But I think we made like some like Mod Osborne like wrote the design for it. And he did like a really good job of like using like a lot of the old lore and everything, tying a few things in. No spoilers for anyone who hasn't played it. But there's a nice reveal at the end that like brings in some old lore. It just feels very satisfying, I think, and like the reaction was quite well. The big negative, obviously, was the start, which we kind of knew beforehand that it would be a bit risky, but we wanted to go all in and see what the reaction was.
Yeah.
And
it's worth testing things like that.
Exactly,
There's no point
and
shying away from it.
Exactly, and there very much was a split down the middle of like some people really liked the fact that it was a big community effort of like a big mystery that you could try and solve, and then other people absolutely hated it and they were just like, I just want to get on with the quest, let me do it. But we're going to learn from that, and then like we can tweak that formula in the future.
It would have been nice to obviously have more of those bunches to talk about, because the lore perspective, obviously, even with Idols, we had a bit of lore added to it as well, which is awesome. I'm going to come back to Master Skillcape perks, just a couple of questions. Are you able to give some examples of what may be in the blog post tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be listing off all the skill perks that we're going to be changing.
Any to get people excited?
I'm trying to think.
The agility one's all right.
Which one, sorry?
The agility one?
Agility one, that's quite good. So you'll no longer fail obstacles while you have it equipped.
Flat up, straight up, no fail?
Yeah, no fail.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah.
That's quite nice. Oh, God, my mind's gone blank. This is really bad, isn't it?
No, it's not.
What else is there?
The hunter one.
Oh yeah, so the hunter one as well. That will increase the range of all traps that you place down.
Oh my goodness, that's so good. Because,
so yeah, that's quite
like genuinely. I was doing hunter, I think, actually very recently, and obviously, mindset when doing skilling is you normally take the skill cape to go with it.
Yeah.
I saw the perk of the hunter one. I was like, not really viable for what I'm going to do.
It was very.
That hunter one's great.
It was very specific to a piece of content. And actually, when we looked at the data, it was like the least used skill cape perk of every single one. So it was like that was definitely a contender. It's worth mentioning as well that there are some that we did want to tweak, like mining and smithing, but we're not going to tweak them with this project. We're going to wait until the mining and smithing rework comes out, and then Modjack and the other guys can look at it and like evaluate what they want to do with it. So it ties into the current mechanics rather than us reworking it now and then having to rework it again.
That's good, yeah.
Or however long later.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Excuse me. You've mentioned not wanting the skill K perks, most of them, to affect XP an hour in numbers. Yeah. How are you planning to work around that in that regard?
So like, I mean, this is the big change from like going to like not doing the virtual skills. We're not really as tied to that as a limitation anymore, but like a lot of them just help the skill anyway. So like, if I'm doing agility stuff, I won't fail obstacles. It feels nice. The hunter, it improves hunter. So it will help a little bit, but it shouldn't impact too much on it. And also, like, because it's an actual level rather than a virtual skill, I think that's a bit more fine.
Yep. One final one. Bit of a general-based question here, but are we considering expert skill capes and adding perks to them since they require multiple 99s to own, i.e. a gatherer's cape, etc.?
This is at the very bottom of our to-do list. Like, we've seen it as a player suggestion, and we noted it down as something we'd like to do, but it all comes down to like what time we have available. So it's on our yes, we'd like to do, but we'll see what time is available, because it means implementing a system to allow it.
Awesome. All right. So I think that will kind of sum it up there. I almost said in a nutshell. That'll sum up Master Skillcape perks. Obviously, as Dave's mentioned, definitely keep an eye out for the blog post coming out either tomorrow or on Thursday. That'll get you excited for our plans for the 99 perks, some of them, and obviously what our plans are for the 120 skills and their perks that associate with them. So that's very exciting. So thank you for joining us at the start of stream, Dave.
Thank you.
And I'm going to come over to Timbo, and we're going to come over to you for some ninja stuff, naturally, as is the case with Content Showcase and then ninja sections. We'd love getting you on here to talk about that. So what do you guys got planned?
God, I've completely gone blank on that.
Nice.
God, I really actually went completely blank. Mod Edge and Harrison told me some stuff earlier, and I've completely forgotten it. We could talk about Menaphos.
Okay, let's talk about Menaphos.
So one of the things we are working on is some sort of quality of life fixes
Okay.
for the reputation system of Menaphos. So as we all know, Menaphos is coming up to its birthday. We're sort of celebrating it a little bit by with an anniversary update. We're going to do some quality of life fixes to that. So obviously the number one priority is for the reputation system. I think we kind of agreed that it was a bit.
Yeah,
a bit off.
While I've got you here,
it's a bit grindy.
This is why I love having you on here from a designer's perspective and balance it. Right, let's talk about rep system just really quickly.
Sure.
So obviously we brought it came out in Menaphos. The idea being that as you gain rep, you hit your certain milestones, and some of them, of course, had quests locked behind them. Retrospectively, looking back on it, like what has been the thought process on that?
So we've done a lot of retrospectives on Menaphos, and we did one as a design team for the reputation system. I mean, the numbers were wrong.
Yep.
It's the reason why we're going to do some of these fixes. It was too grindy. It was too long. People weren't interested in certain aspects of the reputation system. I think we approached it wrong. So one of the things that myself and Jack and Mod Osborne talked about a lot was that we treated reputation in the wrong way. We should be treating it like a people are going to take this the wrong way, but we should be looking at it as if we were designing a new skill.
Okay.
So as you do things, as you level in reputation, it should unlock more things for you to help to get more reputation.
Right. Okay.
We have the very minor skill buffs. So when you're in the ports district, if you get that, you get slightly more high chance of fishing, which is technically a buff on rep. But it wasn't widespread enough. It was like it wasn't like, it didn't feel like it was more like a skill where I unlocked new methods. Like instead of, if there was like a high level fishing variant, or if there was like a daily buff I could have got that would have got me more reputation or something like that, would have been a bit better. So yeah, I think we approached the reputation system in the wrong way, and we have learnt from that. And if we want to do one again in the future, I think we'll probably do that.
Yeah.
The rep systems obviously in Gobbles 2 and Gobi rep was a little different. It's just a little linear. It's a little it's a bit more straightforward. So like those still work fine. But if we want to do like a big city rep like this again, we need to approach it in a different way.
As in, like as you mentioned, like a skill, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Approach it like a skill. Like if we were designing a new skill, and the reputation was experience, how would we go about this?
Cool. All right. So you mentioned, Ninja and yourself being involved in discussions on quality of life stuff for rep systems. What have you got in mind?
So we're just So every time you complete a quest in Menaphos, you'll increase your reputation gained.
So by that you mean the main quest, not city quests.
Correct. The
Okay,
main
cool.
quest. So Jack of Spades. Is that the first one? This is where all my knowledge
Yes.
of Menaphos comes into.
Yes.
By completing Jack of Spades, which is obviously the intro to Menaphos, you get 25% increase.
Okay.
We've seen some players feedback that was a little weird. It's basically we're just increasing all experience gained by 25% from now on.
So if you complete Fight Club, extra 25%. If you complete,
So Crocodile Tears will give another 25% The one in the middle, the man in the north, will give another 25%, and then Fight Club will give 25% for a total of double experience gain after completing that quest.
So, and obviously if you've already completed it if prior to this update, then you'll get that.
Yeah, if you're like me, if you're level 10 city and level 10 ports and level 1 everything else, I've done all the quests, I have double XP rate now. Double rep rate gain in Menaphos now.
So the idea behind that is to kind of ease up on the grind a little bit then.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a year. People who have done it for the Comcapes and stuff have done it already. If you're coming back to the game and you see there's this rep grind, or you haven't, or if you're like me, you haven't rep grind out the rest of the factions, then you might want to go back and try it and get what you wanted, get the cosmetics, get the rep gain. So yeah, we think it's about time. This is a nice fix to give more rewards to that content, but to those quests, but also give an increased rate of rep for those guys who haven't done it yet.
Any other quality of life stuff regarding Menaphos?
So yeah, so during the celebration, so during the birthday month, we are doubling the rate at which obelisks spawn.
Okay.
And also doubling the rate at which scarabs appear as well. So if you don't really like doing the actual grind, you can get your increased experience gain from doing the obelisks or the scarabs.
Guess have some nice decent Slayer XP on the scarabs as well if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Train your rune crafting on the obelisks.
Some of the minor fixes are we swapped around the bankers and the clerks.
Yep.
Because there was a bit of confusion about where they were and what they're doing. And that was one of the big things that came up in the sort of initial bit of feedback. We've added a teleport add an option to teleport to the Varrock GE from the Menaphos GE, like we have in Prif. So if you want to go to the Varrock GE,
to them, fifth option, teleport. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That will take you there. This is I can't believe we added this. It's a bit of a meme. Do you remember when we did a ninja fix and we doubled the agility pyramid coins?
Yes.
We've added so you now get reputation from handing in the agility pyramid top.
So you can run the agility pyramid, get the pyramid top, hand it in, and get rep for it.
That's correct.
Oh, wow.
I think it might be a running ninja meme, but there you go. So that's one of the things. We've added Urluk to the NPC contact spell.
Okay, cool.
So if you want to go talk to him, you can do it from anywhere now using NPC contact. Whoever uses NPC contact, who knows? But maybe you still do, and you can contact them from there. And that is it so far. We do have a thread up on Reddit and in the forums asking people for their bugbears and feedback on Menaphos. If there's any quality of life stuff, we will add it. We do have a bunch of stuff that isn't confirmed and done yet, but we're thinking of adding more sort of birthday celebrationary, sort of one-off rep gain type things.
Awesome.
The rest of June, it's out. So yeah, let us know. Let me know at JaggedTimbo on Twitter or on the Reddit, and we will look to get them in game.
As mentioned, obviously there are ninja fins, but you've had a moment where you can't remember.
Do you have
right?
it on your Magic
It's
iPad?
It's literally not on the Magic iPad, but John, do you reckon you're able to pull up the ninja stuff at all on the iPad? Yes, for me. But I mean, well,
What do you actually mean by that?
Yeah, just run what we showed in the showcase 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So we did the month ahead stream 2 weeks ago, and we showed a bunch of showed off a bunch of stuff there. So you'll be able to have multiple rune pouches and color them differently, and store different runes inside them.
nice.
So you can have like 5 large rune pouches, all with different runes inside them.
And the
all
colors
different
correspond to like your styles and that.
Well, you can recolor them to whatever you want. So
Okay, cool.
You could have a blue one for magic and a gold one for skilling or something. I'm not sure what the colors are, but there's loads of different colors you can choose from, and you can store independent runes inside them.
Awesome.
We've updated the sign of the portal interface. What else have we done? Oh God, brain.
Skybox stuff that Mod Edge did.
Yeah, the skybox options.
And I believe configurable divination rift?
Yes, so the configurable divination race is been tested and going in soon. So you'll be able to right-click the rift and select which one you want to be the left-click option. So whether that be just for experience, enhanced experience, or energy.
Awesome. There you go. All right.
There's some other stuff I'm not sure if I can talk about them, but there's some really cool ninja fixes coming.
Yeah, that's fine. And there's always cool ninja fixes. Ninja fixes coming. That's obviously the beauty of it. Ninja obviously kind of like their own team in the background doing their awesome little QOL fixes, and they all add up over time as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's worth going over what Ninja. So, like, when you send your suggestions in, obviously there's a Ninja suggestion flare on Reddit, or we have a forum, or you can contact any of the ninjas on
Discord channel as well, actually.
There's a Discord as well. There's a Twitter list on the official RuneScape lists to who's in the Ninja team. And every Monday we talk about Ninja fixes that we come up in the week. We look at the top Reddit posts, we look at the top forum posts, and we get collections of stuff from everyone internally as well. So yeah, everything before Monday is the perfect time to get a Ninja fix in, and we will discuss it. I mean, discuss everything every Monday. Those meetings are fun. They can be quite slog. But like, we will discuss everything and we'll put it in the backlog and get it done.
Awesome. All right. Raven, you good to go?
Yes, I'm just trying to remember something.
Okay, I'll wait for you to remember said thing. You tell me when you've remembered the
Have
thing.
we all forgotten everything?
It's all right. There's what I want. Mod Rolly gave me a thing and I've forgotten to type it in, so I'm trying to remember what it is.
Have you got it?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. So we're going to go over to Mod Raven. We're going to jump on the gameplay section on Player on Farm. So very much looking forward to this. So let's do it.
Oh my god. Oh, hello. Okay, so as you can tell, if you're looking at this map now, this is of course the final farm, all the final assets, and not at all a placeholder. You will be walking around giant green cylinders and floating blue cubes. Obviously, you won't actually. Right, so what we're doing today is trying to give you a bit of a walkthrough with some of the stuff that we've done. Not all of this will be immediately obvious. There's a lot of stuff that's obviously just code ticking away in the background, but I figured I'd show you some of the stuff we've got at the moment. So we'll begin by walking you around this is the layout we've got for the farm. As you can see where we are, we're at the farm north of Ardoyne that we've reclaimed for you guys. The farm wasn't really serving any purpose. It was kind of just there wasting space, and we thought, you know what, let's nick it. So we have. So this is a rough idea of what the farm is going to look like. Obviously, it'll be prettier and there'll be nicer graphics. I think there might be some concept art at some point to show you. But you can see we have a number of different paddocks. Each of these will be able to hold an animal. They won't start complete. They will start incomplete, and you'll have to purchase the lots, and then you'll have to build them using construction. But we've not done that just yet. You have a couple of NPCs to talk to, such as lovely Granny Potterington.
Wait, that's the granny right there, right? Okay.
Well, I mean, this is her final asset. She will look like some nightmare monster come to consume your soul. And little Pickle the dog as well, who
Oh, Pickle the dog.
Rolly added for reasons.
I actually own a cat called Pickle, so this is bizarre.
Well, okay. We need to change the animal's name now.
No.
Purely because it will make you happy.
No.
And we don't want to make you happy. Here we have two paddocks, which currently contain animals. Animals, as you can see right here in my little inventory, look like spheres. They won't actually look like spheres, they'll look like animals, but for now. You get them in two forms. You get them in what's called unchecked, and you get them in checked form. Now, the reason we have two different versions is because of how our inventory system works. In terms of being able to store things. So an unchecked version will stack in your bank and allow you to have hundreds upon thousands of cows stacked in your bank if you really want them, but they won't have any special traits or stats or anything. Once you've checked your cow, or animal, it will gain a name, it'll gain traits, it'll gain ages, and it'll gain things that are recorded, but it won't be able to stack in your bank afterwards.
Is the name random?
The name is currently random-ish. So what we've done, and we originally didn't, I originally just called them all cow, but people really wanted to give them names.
Yes.
So there will be, I think I've got space for about 30 different names per gender per animal. So every animal type and gender will have its own list of names to choose from. So, for example, we have, if we go and look at our cows over here, we have Davina the cow.
Davina.
Who is female, 476 cycles old, no traits. She's miserable and unhappy because I haven't fed her. Is that Davina still? Yeah. She's 2,447 grams. She's got a speed potential of 2,147 gallopers, and she's quite attractive at 2,047 beauty marks.
2,147 gallopers.
Yep.
Wow.
These
wow.
are technical terms.
Anytime I see Davina, I just think of Evil Dave's Quest, where obviously Dave is transformed into Davina.
all of these names currently are placeholders. We also have Dave.
Dave the
So
cow,
we have Dave
yes.
and Davina. Dave's also doing quite well on the beauty marks. Yeah.
I love this. This is great.
So let's go back to Davina, because I'll show you one of the things we've got, which is Davina. So I've got LXP for checking her, mostly because I broke it earlier, but we'll come back to that. So, as you noticed, Davina appears to be rather unwell. So we've introduced, or recently I've introduced disease into the game, because farming has disease. But I've made it a little bit different from how farming normally works, in that whilst it will affect the animal's stats, so it'll affect its happiness, its health, its breeding chance, its weight, its speed, its attractiveness. So if you want to breed the perfect cow, you will need to be on top of it. But otherwise, what it does is whilst it's sick, it's a bit stunted, but I've expanded how disease works to make it a bit more fun, to make it a bit more of a game. So it's not just how to do a thing, it's I can have a little bit of a gameplay. Let's make you into a vet. So rather simply, what we've done is I've got a number of things you can check. You basically do a whole veterinarian thing. So we can check the animal's mouth. In this case, we examine the mouth. The animal's breath smells oddly like socks, which means I immediately know what disease it has, but we'll go through it. You can check its eyes. There's nothing immediately obvious. We check its legs. The animal's feet seem a little scuffed. And we check its stomach.
Gastronomic distress.
I've done a typo. I've done a copy-paste
Whoa,
error.
that is bizarre. You examine the eyes and you can
It's
tell
fine.
the gastro...
It's a copy-paste error that I've only just spotted. I'll go and fix that. So we have a number of symptoms. So we go to administer the cure. And these are the lists. So I've got all of these cures, and there's 6 diseases currently because that's all I had space for. And I didn't want to make it overly complicated. I wanted to have a list of different things. Each of these will have different ingredients to create, giving you a kind of wide use of things. So there's a bunch of different things you can make, and I thought it'd be kind of good fun. So we've got an option of foot and mouth disease cure, flu, dry nose, curse, bone rattle, and wooting cough. Or some of which are just terrible puns because I'm an awful human being. So if we look through what symptoms we had, we noticed that its mouth smelt strongly of socks. Thusly, we assume foot and mouth disease.
Yes.
So let's do that. And the animal is now cured, and you get a bunch of XP, and the animal's happy. Now, the animal will almost certainly immediately get disease again at the moment, because that's how I've set it.
Naturally.
Because animals will also need to be fed, so you'll need to provide them food appropriate to what type of food they eat. So cows obviously are herbivores, dragons are carnivores, you'll need to feed them the right type of meat. But in my infinite kindness, I have not provided the food trough in which to actually feed them. So these animals are all starving, but I still implemented the mechanics of feeding them because I'm that nice. But let's show you, so let's look at Dave. Let's check it's still Dave. Remove Dave from here. Goodbye, Dave. And I need to look at the thing because there's a microphone in the way. So if we go over here, we see Maisie, who's an old, unwell cow, who's very, very lonely. So let's give Maisie a mate. Let's give her Dave. So we added Dave to the breeding paddock, and now we wait to see if these two animals, fall in love, which they should hopefully do. I've set the breeding chance quite high, although there's every chance it'll just never happen now. For clarity, I've sped up the rate at which the farming timer ticks, so animals won't grow and breed as quickly as this. But I've sped it up, although they're misbehaving and not doing it as quickly as they should be earlier. Which means I either did something clever and set it back before, or they're just trolling me.
They're expected animations, which I'm assuming there isn't.
There will be no animations. Okay, so whilst the cows are being terribly rude and not breeding, let me just check it's actually running. Oh, there you go. Animals have given birth to a healthy child. There we go. So if we look over here,
plops Mabel.
we have Mabel, who Mabel has the trait of jovial, which means if I were feeding her, Mabel would be much easier to keep happy, which means that it's easier to look after her, easier to maintain. Mabel has already grown up because, as I said, I've sped up time ridiculously. There will be a number of traits that you can breed into them. Some are rarer than others. Some will have different effects. Traits might do something silly. Traits might do something sensible. Traits, you can potentially breed traits that will increase the XP you get from checking the animals. So getting the right number of traits, animals can have up to 3, will be a good kind of meta to go for, because you can breed in things like robust, so it's always healthy. You can breed in lucky, so it sells for more. And you can breed in, I don't know, golden, so it sells for more. So you get more XP from doing it. You can also get shiny animals, which I can't show you currently.
Shiny animals. What do you mean by that?
Every animal that's born has a 1 in chance of being a shiny animal. Shiny animals will look different. Shiny animals will give more XP. Shiny animals will sell for more, and they might give slightly different materials as well.
Are we actually going to call them shiny? Just to clarify.
I mean, that's the name I'm using at the moment, which means it'll almost certainly stick. Right. It's basically what they are. They are the rare animal, but yeah, they're effectively shinies. Oh, there's another one. All the animals are, of course, diseased at the moment because I'm a horrible person and haven't actually cured them. So one thing I will show you quickly is something that Mod Rolly's been working on, which, again, I did sort of look past the microphone, which is magic beans.
Magic beans,
So
okay.
magic beans, when you plant them in any place, will pretty much immediately grow something. So in this case,
Oh my!
so they immediately grow it.
Wow.
And you can use these on just about anything.
So you can use it on elders.
I said just about anything.
Just about.
It doesn't work on the crystal tree for obvious reasons. I don't think it works on the elder tree. I could be wrong.
No!
It might actually work on the elder tree.
Even still,
Mod
that
Rolly
is
knows
awesome.
better, but
Look at
you
that.
see, on a herb patch will grow.
Oh.
Obviously, magic beans are not going to be like everywhere. You won't have thousands upon thousands of them. I've given myself a large number. They will be quite rare. You'll get them from contracts. You can buy some from the reward shop, which I'll walk you over to now. But they won't be, super duper common.
So yeah, just to clarify, magic bean, when you plant it, essentially skips the farming cycles, as we call them, and just grows it.
It grows in. So it's random-ish, in that I believe it's within a certain level boundary of what your best thing would be.
Okay.
So sometimes it'll do something awesome. Sometimes it'll do something still good, but not terrible. Not great, rather.
This is the granny.
This is Granny Pottington, and I'll show you the shop. So, unsurprisingly, all of these values are placeholder values. Everything won't cost 5 beans. Beans is currently the currency we've got for the farm. So as you can see, you can buy some of the animals from this farm, but not all of them. So for those of you who aren't aware, we're launching with, if I can get this right, chickens, cows, rabbits, sheep, yaks, chinchompers, zygomites, dragons, and another one.
Even still.
I always forget.
Fair play to remember all of that. That's impressive.
Which one is it? I've forgotten. Oh, spiders. Thank you. Thank you, Marjon.
Marjon.
Spiders being the final one. So as you see, not all of them will be available from the shop. Some you will need to get from, there'll be drops. Some will be from contracts, and some you'll get from actual sort of harvesting, farming as well. So there'll be a wide range of things to get, and some of the animals will be rarer than others, i.e., unsurprisingly, dragons are going to be quite hard to get hold of. So you can see these are the sort of starting things, the general farm products. So you've got your animals, you've got your pen deeds. Pen deeds will be allow you to what unlocks the other pens to build. You can have 2 of each size.
How do you build them?
You'll build them with construction.
Cool.
So you'll need to get various construction materials. The exact amount I can't tell you because we haven't actually coded it yet.
enough.
But yeah, you'll use construction materials. You'll need to have a certain construction level, and you'll be able to build it up. We may potentially allow the option of purchasing it with money if you don't have the construction level, but we're still debating that because some of us are quite keen on actually giving it a construction benefit. You can also get various upgrades. So you can get the Master Farming Outfit Blueprint.
Sorry, I love the typo.
Or Blueprint. I like that.
Master
Blueprint.
Farming Outfit hype, though. Oh, beautiful. That's what I want to see.
From my handy little note that I wrote down earlier. So we'll be releasing a Elite Farming Outfit. There'll be 3 versions, one for animal, crops and trees, and of course you'll combine them. It mimics how other outfits have been implemented, but this is not going on Treasure Hunter, this is only going from the in-game. And the blueprint is available from this shop when you're at 70 farming.
Nice.
70-ish.
All right, so they can buy
farming.
the blueprint, which allows them to train farming to get fragments, or
Yes.
Oh wow, okay, that's awesome.
Otherwise, it works just like all the other elite farming
Amazing.
or elite outfits have worked. But we wanted to lock it behind the farm because it's a special one for it.
Love that.
But otherwise, it
Absolutely
works
love
just the same. It has a number of perks, none of which I remember.
So from if my knowledge is correct, from what I can see, that looks like it'll pick up herbs for us,
Yep. There's a herbicide upgrade and a seed stealer upgrade.
and I assume they're picked up for us instead of obviously destroying.
I believe so. It's been a while, and Mod Rolly coded these.
I'm going to assume yes, only because Bone Crusher is the same from the Ark in the upgrade anyway.
Yeah. Mod Rolly's been the one that's handled all of this stuff. I've mostly been shouting at animals and going, "Why won't you breed?" Which has made me look like a crazy person at work. You can also buy magic beans. Again, placeholder value, but it'll be quite expensive to buy magic beans because of the value they get. But it will be a good place if you've got a lot of the farming currency going. You can buy magical beans, and you can also buy manure. Naturally. Some manure you should also be able to get from the animals, but this is if you want to purchase it directly yourself. So it's that kind of thing. Right, I've got some other notes from things. Oh yeah, so one of the perks Mod Rolly wanted me to float by you guys was to get a sense of whether something like this would be useful, wanted, whether it's actually quite handy. It's one of many, to clarify. So this is for the tree farming outfit, and it reduces the payment costs by 1 or 2 to a minimum of 1. So for protecting your patch.
So instead of needing 6 of something, it will reduce it by 1 to 5.
Yeah, and that's just a measure of whether that's something that is useful.
So yeah, let us know what you guys think of that. If you think that's a helpful benefit, we'll wait for the chat to obviously catch up. Yes, that'd be nice, and then we'll obviously let the stream catch up a little bit. But yeah, all right.
So one of the things to note with the farm and with raising animals is so beyond getting XP, and you'll get the XP for each stage of growth. So they grow from, if they have them, egg to a baby to an adolescent to an adult to veteran. You will get XP for each of those stages that it grows past. You can save them all up and do them in one go. You can also sell the animal on at any of those stages. The way it currently works is that you'll get the most, generally, for selling the animal at about adult stage. If you let it go to veteran stage, it will drop in value, and you'll get less sort of XP for that stage. But there is a trade-off, which is once you've got an animal to veteran age, which does take quite a while and quite a lot of effort, when it's in your pen and you've attached a percolator, blame Mod Rolly for that.
Percolator?
Blame Mod Rolly for
Sorry?
that one. It's once you've got to attach a percolator to the farming pen.
Right.
Because,
Okay.
of course, a percolator unlocks perks.
Right.
Blame
Yeah.
Rolly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blame him.
And you'll get a perk, and a perk will affect the whole game. So whereas the elite farming outfit is generally only for farming benefits, the animal perks will have a wider range of things. So we've got things like clue scrolls from harvesting, a chance to get, not obviously guaranteed, a chance to get clue scrolls from harvesting.
Nice.
You can get bonus damage to all spiders. Yes, that includes bosses.
Oh, bonus damage to racks.
You can
Let's
get bonus
go.
if you get your veteran spiders, you can get bonus damage to racks.
Holy moly! Wow.
And a chance to save skill chompers if you're using skill chompers. So these are just examples. There are other ones. There's 12 in total. There's one per animal, including gender variation. So you get one for chickens, one for roosters. And if you so it counts one paddock worth of veterans. So it's only worth having one veteran animal per paddock. But because you can have 2 of each paddock, if you want to have 2 of the same animal types and really go for it, you can put 2 veteran animals in 2 different paddocks, and it will basically double up the puck. Well, not double it up, it will have an increased value. So you can do even more damage to a Rax or another spiders, or you can have an even better chance of clue scrolls, etc. Yes. I'm sure I've forgotten something important.
Apparently we have images to show.
Oh, right, yes.
Yes, alright. So
With some lovely concept
you're
art.
going to have to... we can't see the main screen, John. That's going to be a problem for us to talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
I can't actually show it to you on the main screen, sorry.
is that on now? Are they seeing the picture
Yeah,
now?
they're seeing the picture.
They're not seeing the pictures now.
Okay, they're not seeing the
I
picture
will
now.
try and describe them.
Read the file name. Will that help?
I mean, I can see it from here.
Oh, okay.
So it's small, and I'm guessing. But
That's
hopefully
the
work.
first one here.
Okay, let's bring it up.
Tell me when it's live.
Farm exterior props.
Farm exterior
Are
props.
they seeing this now?
Yeah, they're seeing it.
Right, so unsurprisingly, this one is some general props, so you can get a sense of kind of the images that we're looking for the farm, the images to have on the farm. There we go, that works.
Lovely.
That's glorious. Someone's just holding a laptop, thank you very much. Let's do that.
There you go.
Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, we can see... So not all of these will appear in the farm, to be clear. This is a kind of a mood board at the moment. But you can get a sense of some of the things that... the sort of style we're going for, that kind of homely, farm-like look. Could we do the next one?
Let's bring up the next one. It'll take time, because obviously it's on the stream.
Next one is farm interior.
Farm interior.
Oh, okay. So you'll be able to go inside. I don't know why I was going to show that because you can't see. You'll be able to go inside the house, and this is kind of the layout you've got. So you've got the lovely kind of homely farm. You've got the hanging meat. You've got cheeses in the corner, and you've got the very sad story of the staircase, which is if you look at Granny Potterington, obviously she doesn't use the stairs.
Yeah.
And it also explains why you can't go up the stairs yet. You won't be launching to be able to go upstairs. It is a nebulous space that we may add to later. But you can again see this nice kind of homely feel.
Yeah, next
Next
one.
one.
The farm environment mood.
Farm and environment mood.
Ooh.
That's coming up in a moment, so just bear with us, guys, because
Yeah.
we're relying on the stream to catch up. Here we go.
Okay, so here is the outside view of the farm, so you can get a nice idea of how these giant green cylinders are going to convert. So you've got this kind of the terrifying stare of the cows on the left, just looking at you with their deranged eyes gazing
Holy
into your
moly.
soul. You can see there's the lovely flowers. You've got the nice sort of thatched roof. You've got this very kind of nice homely feel to it.
That's great.
And that's what we're hoping the farm is going to resemble. This won't be a perfect copy because obviously it's concept art, but it should be at least elicit that mood.
Awesome.
Next one is the farm layout back.
Farm layout back.
Okay, yep, this is another angle.
And then it'll load in just a moment.
Anyway.
Wham.
So here you can see a sort of top-down view of roughly how it'll look. So you can see now a more of a sense of how the pens will look as opposed to the kind of weird floating blue boxes that exist in this. You can also see the terrible occult circle of goats in the right-hand corner, who aren't actually in-game. We're not launching with goats, but I love to point them out because they look like they're about to do a dark ritual. Yeah, it's very nice, very pretty.
Superb.
There's a pile of dung. Everyone needs a pile of dung. Is there another one?
Yeah, we got last one.
Is farm layout front.
Farm layout on the front.
Okay, so this is a similar thing, but this is from the front view. So you should get a general sense of kind of what we're aiming for with it,
Boom. There you go.
how we want the farm to look. There you go.
Goats achieve their ritual by the looks of things.
It's
Yeah,
there's two goat rituals going on.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is faintly terrifying. The pattern on the floor makes the chickens look like they explode, but I think it's all fine.
Naturally.
But there you go. You get this lovely kind of feel of how the farm is going to look.
On to you now.
Oh, it's on to us now.
Oh, it's
Okay,
on to
cool.
us now. Okay, right.
Groovy.
You probably want your laptop back. There you go.
So unsurprisingly, none of the numbers at all are final values. If any of you spotted the XP value for checking diseases, it was 1337.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So none of these are actually what the final thing will be. There'll be something different. Yeah. Do we have any questions?
I mean, yeah, give us a couple of questions. Obviously, people are going to want to know stuff regarding... so actually, let's do this as content. This is non-expansion to POH. This is its own standalone, right?
This is not POH, no. This is POF.
POF? Yes.
This is, yes, it's a standalone thing. For a big difference will be, in your POH, it's very individual. It's only you can see it until you invite people. The farm... Everyone who's on the farm will see everyone else on the farm. They'll all be interacting with one another. It's a big kind of group thing.
Awesome. Can you sell animals on the Grand Exchange?
You might be able to sell the unchecked versions.
Yep.
But checked versions won't be sellable on the Grand Exchange due to how the system works. But I think, we're going to see, subject to change, you should be able to trade them player to player.
Ooh,
quote unquote. You
wow.
might, subject to experimentation, it might not happen.
I'll give you this for this
but
animal.
The idea being that you can create a proper kind of farmer's market for it.
The animals ever die?
The animals do not currently die. We were going to make that a thing, but we got lots of people saying no. So animals will go away to live on a nice happy farm that's not your farm, but they won't die.
So we got a collection log in game. We use it for Clue Scrolls. We use it for PVM. Do we
Yep.
see it being used for this at all?
Ideally,
Okay.
is this something we would like to do? It's in the category of nice to have.
Yep.
We've got a lot to do in a relatively short space of time. We'd certainly like to. We'd like to have achievements. We'd like to have those kind of things. But I'm not going to promise it because
Completely
I
fair.
suspect it might not be doable in the time frame we've got.
All right. One final one. Comp, trim, MQC. What are we looking at here?
We may have something on them. We haven't quite got detail yet because of how long it takes to do some of them.
Yep.
I'd quite like to put raising certain animals onto the capes because I think they're an achievement. But we need to discuss it internally first.
Fair enough.
Because some of the animals will take quite a while. They won't take 6 months, as I joked before, but they will take quite a while.
Awesome. All right, there you go then. That is, you said it was only going to take a few minutes, and I said to you this is not going to take a few minutes, and it hasn't, is it?
It's
20
technically taken a few minutes.
25 minutes. I love it. This is great. So no, that was a look. Essentially, placeholder version of Player on Farms in
Yeah.
regards to its environment, but you kind of have an idea of how it's going to work, breeding, diseasing, etc., etc. So it's pretty awesome. So thank you so much for that, Raven.
No worries.
Everyone, say a big thank you to Raven for that. Now I'm going to scoot over to the PC just here because for this one, I'm going to be going at it alone.
Actually, you are. Sorry.
I will just spin around.
Sorry, you're fine, you're fine.
Okay. It's on now. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, everyone. Now we're back. Okay. Sorry about that. We've fixed the audio, so now you can actually hear me. All right, we're off and going. So I'm gonna try and explain a couple of things. There's a microphone in my way, so I'll try and put out stuff along the way. So to kind of finish the stream. No, it's fine. It's all good. Now you put it in the way of the chat. So I'm trying to see. That's perfect. All right. So you might notice I'm by the Clan Citadel portal. Back in January, I gave you a little bit of a preview of what Ava Rework could be. But since then, it's kind of developed a little bit in the sense of tap. So I've been able to kind of adapt the Ava Rework to include clan improvements on top of that, alongside some of the stuff I've done with Game Jam. If you watch Game Jam, you saw some of the stuff there, but this is now kind of a combination of everything all in one. Think of it as like one big clan update meshed into one. So you might notice in the chat, we actually have color text to give you a reminder when you have clan events now. If you didn't know this already, in the live game currently, you can click on an event and there'll be a little box right up here where my right mouse is, which says, notify me. Now, that actually does the same message in the chat box, but I thought it was a little bit silly to have to opt in to be notified of an event. For me, clans are always about getting involved with your clanmates in any events that are going on. So I thought having that apply for everyone immediately would be a much better solution, because some people didn't even know you had to opt in for that and forget about events, speaking from personal experience. In the chat, you might notice there are colors to kind of highlight importance. For example, the time remaining, and if attendance is mandatory, if a clan deems it, then they will highlight it as such in the chat. So we are going to go over to the Citadel, and then we are going to show off a couple things. Now, for people who watch this in January, you might have seen this before, so this may not all be new, but we'll roll with it and see what you think and hopefully get excited. So, this is my avatar habitat. You might notice there are a lot more avatars in here. There are no longer free avatars. If you're not aware, the avatar rework means that you no longer, as a clan, have to share free avatars. Everyone now has their very own clan avatar that they can use in RuneScape. Now, what this means is that you are not limited by free worlds of your clan members, nor do you have to be next to your clan member with the avatar to benefit from the 3% plus XP boost. So to show you how this is going to work, it's very simple. So we go up to our avatar control stone, we attune, we say, hey, what do we want? Do we want the ability to increase our Citadel skill plot bonus, or do we just want an XP boost? We go, hey, we want an XP boost? Sure. We'll have an XP boost for a week. That's it. That's all you have to do. Now, if you want to benefit from the extra 3%, you need fealty. And fealty comes from hitting a certain amount of resource cap each week. Now, people are going to go, capping is very long, it's tedious, it's not fun. And I agree with you. So, to change this up a little bit, kind of make it a bit more fresh, I've decided to make clan... increase the resources you gain. So... in the current game, your avatar gives you 10% of a skill plot bonus. It's okay, it's not great for your numbers though. So I bumped up to 50. Alongside this, some of the plots have had a resource upgrade. So to give you an example, as we start cutting, keep an eye out for the XP drop, because with this update also, you'll get an XP drop which will now tell you the resources you get. So I was doing mining yesterday, and I was in live, and I was getting 2 or 3 resources per XP drop, which is just... slow, to say the very least. Now I'm doing woodcutting, for example, I'm getting 12 per. This isn't including an avatar boost, which would bump that to 24, maybe 25 resources each one. With that, it's slightly more AFK, because trees right now use a random of either 3 or up to 8. So you can hit it 8 times, you might get lucky, or it might even just be 3. Now it's 4 to 9 to make it a little bit more AFK, so you're not having to be so... what's the word I'm looking for? So you don't have to be so on it. The idea of this is, from time trials anyway, is normally capping takes about 1.5 to 2 hours in live. This is going to bring it down to about, if you're fully at it, about 30 to 40 minutes. So hopefully that makes it a lot easier for everyone else. Now, you saw me attune myself to the avatar control stone. And with this, the avatar is now in the pet section. It's now its own thing. It's a follower pet. You can go in here and you can take it out and withdraw as you wish. So you can run around with the avatar pet as per usual. It now acts like any other pet in RuneScape. It's not its own special case. So you can take it with you and benefit from the XP boosts on your agility courses, so on and so forth. So it's pretty exciting. Anytime your clan admins change your customization of your avatars, that will apply to your avatar you currently have out. So just to give you an example, I'll change it here. And we'll let it all kick in just a moment. And then we'll see what happens. So from the chat that I've just had a look at, you're all excited, which is good. You can have as many avatars as you want in any world. You could have a clan of 400 people and all of you take the avatar to world 23, as an example. So be it. You can do that because avatars now your own pet. You no longer have to worry on avatars themselves. They are now assigned to you, not the clan. So a couple of other things. I showed this off at Game Jam, but I thought it'd be nice to show it off here. You can now individually mute members in your clan. So let's say, for example, I don't like Ranger Foam, sure. You can then mute him and then literally go, hey, you can't talk in my clan chat anymore, because clans had the issue where the only way they could punish their current clan members is demote them, which might not do much in the scope of things, or just kick them. Now you can just go, hey, just shush, get muted, and then unmute them at your own discretion and do it from there. Also, with clan noticeable broadcasts, so some people use this in the clans where they click on their event and then they broadcast it. It will, it's in the past, that's great, of course, because we're past the time, there we go. So, this is kind of had a change as well. So, the clan notice board used to work on what we call clan time. So, if you set your clan to be plus 12 hours in the future, it'll use that time. It was a little bit confusing for some clans, so I thought I'd just make it game time. So, when you send it, it will now, oh, I failed my message, wait, so I need to fix that, but anyway, it will, send out the game time in the mez itself, so you don't have to worry about confusion of clan time versus game time, which is something that's pretty ideal. So ignore the cull fails there, my bad. So yeah, it's pretty exciting as well. For clan permissions, one thing I want to point out is that currently Admin Plus can kick from clans. In live right now, you have no way of restricting that to ranks. With the Ava rework, you'll be able to go, hey, I don't want admins to kick from clan anymore. Hey, I don't want organizers to kick from clan anymore. I only want coordinators, and overseers, and dep owners and owners to have the ability to kick. So you'll be able to do that if you wish. So feel free to tweak that permission as well if you want to. So apart from that, I'm just going to double check if there's anything else, because we're coming up to 6, so I'll see if there's anything else I'll mention before we wrap up here. One more thing, I think. I say one more thing, there might be a few more things. As a note, some of the Citadel skill plots have had their XP increased by 20%. If you're level 80 to 99, that is crafting, mining, smithing, firemaking, and woodcutting. So keep an eye out for that. And also with this update, you'll be able to use urns and use that as you wish at skill plots. So that's pretty cool. Someone said, what about clan broadcasts or clan announcements? And that is something Ninja have done. They've done an incredible job of that, and hopefully it'll be out in the very near future, fingers crossed. So trust me, once we know when it's going to release, I will be shouting about it, because I want clans to celebrate in clan broadcasts and clan achievements. So keep an eye out for that one. But I think, apart from that, that is going to kind of wrap that up in, I'm going to say it in a nutshell. Yeah, that'll kind of do it for me in regards to clans. So hopefully that gets a little bit exciting. People say, oh, when's this releasing? When's this releasing? Right now, it all comes down to how it goes through QA. And then hopefully we'll see it out later on. So we'll have to wait and see. So I thought I'd have the opportunity to show it. So thank you for John for allowing me to have the opportunity to show that. Hopefully it gets you guys excited. But yes, I think that's going to wrap it up. As a note, of course, Friday's stream, patch notes teasers are going to be out. It's going to be focused, of course, on the game update for next Monday. And for people going on about Solak, hey, why haven't we seen him on stream and stuff today? He's coming out at the end of the month. That is the 29th of May. We're in May, yes, 29th of May, which is a Tuesday. The reason for that is the 28th is a bank holiday. So you can get very, very excited for that. Solak is going to wrap up the end of May for us. So get very hyped for that one. But apart from that, I think that is going to do it. So thank you so much for joining me. And obviously Timbo, Raven, and Daze during the stream. And apart from that, I'm going to say I hope you all have a wonderful night. We'll fire RuneScape out at the end of the stream as per usual. Take care and have a good one.